everybody. It's Osiris. 15 minutes to show. What is going on out there? It is always a war. I mean, I think it starts personally with self, and then it spreads to the family. Then by that, it spreads to the community. Then the next thing you know, the whole world is involved in a war that, in my opinion, what are we all fighting for? Shouldn't we be loving? And somebody the other day, we were talking about the word karma. They wanted me to explain why people get killed in a war and why, what is the karma behind that if people are just killing the war or be killed. So what I explained to them is what I read in an Orthodox Buddhist lecture. And it said that karma is formed in two ways. It's formed horizontally and vertically. So let me explain. Horizontally means that it is things that we do interact with people every day, people, places, and things. You were driving down the street, you saw a guy who pissed you off, you said, karma, cause and effect. Then that is horizontally. Then vertically happens over time. Say, for instance, you've been married for 15 years, you hate your husband, or you hate your wife, or whatever, your significant other, and you every day in your mind go, I hate this, I hate this, I hate it. At some point, that hate is going to come back to the person sending it out. That's just how the law of karma works. It permeates the universe and spans over past, present, space, and time. So let's be good to each other out there, hold each other in the highest of regards. And now, I always like to do something interesting, not just the same old boring Hollywood stuff. So today, I have the honor and pleasure we're going to be talking to famous musical artist, visual artist, painter as well, Rick Ohrn. He comes into us from Scandinavia, Sweden. He eventually went into training as an elite gunner for the military in Sweden. And then eventually, all those things led him to rhythm, rock, roll, and the guitar. So let's talk to him. And he's awfully cute, the little guy there who like those Swedish kind, European kind of guys. So we'll be right back in a minute. See you then. Bye. Hey everybody, it's Osiris once again. I'm back, and guess who I have sitting next to me? My heart stops. This handsome Swedish Scandinavian man here is going to talk more about, yes, that's right, guitarist and artist, a visual artist as well, Rick Ohrn. So Rick, hey, what's happening? Welcome to our set.
Thank you, Osiris. I'm happy to be here with you.
So let's start by talking now. I talked a little bit in the intro about your being a strict gunner in the military of Swedish, and then I want to know how that, and also you did some boxing briefly, and I want to know how those two things, as in my opinion, it would have probably become interdisciplinary in some ways or the other, how that led you into the guitar and using rhythms, beats, and sounds to move forward in your life.
Well, it was a little different how it led to the guitar. I was playing guitar already before the military. But then I ended up in the military as a gunner on a combat boat. Mm-hmm. Back in those days, we had mandatory military service. So I ended up on one of the tough units. Oh. It was tough. We did about a year of the brutal hell. But it man you up, man. It toughens you up.
Gives you some discipline and some.
Oh, that's for sure. Don't get it right, everybody suffered.
That's right.
You had to get it right or the platoon suffered.
So do you feel that, and myself being a veteran myself, do you feel that the military prepared you to go through some of the tough times that the music industry would bring into your world?
I think the military more prepared me for life, really. It toughens you up on every level, mentally, specifically.
Yeah, so
it's more not just the music industry. The music industry is a little tough. It's a little brutal. We all know that. But life is tough anyway. So you just got to toughen it up.
Yeah. So after you did that, how did boxing get in there?
I was boxing before the military. So I was boxing with the platoon as well. But then after, I went to Australia because I needed to get away from Sweden. It was too cold, too icy. I don't like that weather. I never liked it. So I took off to Australia and I was training boxing I took boxing with me to Australia. So I was training both in Sydney and Melbourne
Oh, wow.
at pro gyms. Yeah. So I planned there to move to Australia by turning professional. My boxing coach told me to get an athlete visa. It's the easiest way to move to another country because he imported a lot of boxers from other countries to Sweden. Yeah, so that was my plan. So I was training in both Sydney and Melbourne. And but then I met an American woman on my travels. So I ended up in the States instead. Stay away from me. Yeah. No, she was great. So I ended up here instead. So I came to LA. Yeah.
So now take us on the journey from doing all of those things back into guitar, back into really solidly saying, I want to rock, I want to roll, and I want to do it on a guitar. Talk to us about that.
You know, playing guitar was one of my passions the whole time. Back in Sweden, I was in 2 bands.
Oh, really?
We went
What was
there.
the name of the band?
Well, it was Swedish names.
So?
Barn of a Teed was one of them.
Yeah.
It was named after a cult band's one of the best songs.
See, the kids would
it
love
means
that.
children of our time.
Yeah, they love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it was great. The band sucked, but I just developed this passion for playing. So when I came to LA, instantaneously I was looking for other musicians to play with.
And who did you end up meeting out here to play with? I know there's a lot of musicians here.
Yeah, I mean, the list is so long. I played
Yeah.
in so many bands, but we had this Reed from Guns N' Roses, the keyboard player. He played on one of my records.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so I played with, met a lot of people, but it's been a continuous journey of just playing bigger and better places and having a great time. And the rock star life is a pretty cool life.
He looks like a rock. You guys, just for the ladies that aren't here, he has on these. I'm going to get a photo of him before he leaves. But he has on these tight black pants with the zipper prominence, like the rockers do. You know, remember Billy Idol with the curl? Instead of the curl, he has the zipper in front. I think it's awfully cute. So, talk to us about now. How did odds get involved? How did you end up taking that into art as well?
I've always been artistic.
Yeah.
Drew
Not
band
artistic,
logo. Yeah, right. Not autistic. Artistic. It's a little difference. I don't know if there's a difference. Maybe there's no difference. I don't know. But I was always artistic and I drew a lot of things. And I was never doing nature like I'm doing now. But then I sat down in the park one day with one of those painting kids for the first time since I was a kid.
Really?
And I just fell in love with it. It's something about you put you in a meditative state, sort of. And you're so focused, and then mixing the colors, and that's how it started. And I just started painting things, and then I went into embossed art, where the art pieces are 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
So they come out of the picture, and
how did that work with music? Since you're merging the two.
well, I don't know if they work together like that. It's just 2 things I'm very passionate about because it's about the creative process. Either writing a song, it's like you're tuning in to the collective consciousness, to the quantum field, and downloading.
Yeah,
I don't even want to say I'm writing this. I'm just a channel for it to come through me. That's how I feel because when it comes so natural.
Yes.
And it comes in such a flood wave.
Yes.
So I don't even think I came up with this, but it came through me. So it's like I don't even want to take credit for the things I'm writing. That's how I look at it. In a spiritual way of looking at it.
Yes, I understand. I'm a painter myself, and that's what happened to me. I hated paint. I hated art. I'm serious.
Really?
And something said, you need to paint. I said, who the fuck are you? And then I just started painting, and I kept painting ever since. So what I meant when I asked you, how do the two merge? When you go from one discipline to the other, and you're multi-talented, you know, like a lot of us are multi-talented, and you're downloading your process and you're downloading your artistic, and it's coming out on the canvas, or it's going into the guitar, or it's writing, you know, whatever you're channeling when you're writing. When you are in that state of mind and you kind of lose yourself, I say we lose ourselves to whatever that art is. How long does it take you to come back round to yourself?
Do you know some artists do? I mean, they do. They go into. I do. I go. Sometimes it's like 5 hours later, and then I'm back, and I didn't know it was 5 hours.
Yeah.
So what
I
happened?
can totally relate to
Yeah.
that. It could be, I can just spend a whole day, just start, and I like start early in the morning. I get up early every day. I just wake up early because I like to see the day come alive. And then I could get started, and then time just goes by. And before you know it, it's time to eat. You realize it's dinner time.
And do you have like a set schedule? Okay, today I'm going to write. Today I'm going to paint. Today I'm gonna...
No, it's just whatever counts. Whatever counts. Like this week in the evenings, I've been feeling very creative, but it turned out to be musical. So I've been playing a lot of guitar. I'm working on some new stuff.
Are you writing some new stuff?
Yeah, I do.
What do you? Is it something we can talk about?
Yeah, we can. I can tell you some of it. I can't tell you everything because I'm onto something cool here that I'm going to tell you about.
I'll take it just a little bit.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you a story. I just come from straight up hard rock, punk rock, metal, you know, Guns N' Roses, Motorhead, that kind of stuff. And then I've been traveling. I went through this crazy relationship, and I just had to get the hell out of town. So I took off.
Sweden?
No, she was from Latin America.
Uh-oh.
Let's put it Latin America, right? Passionate. So when it's bad, it's passionate bad. But anyway, we had a good, you know, I have nothing bad to say about that, but I've been traveling. So I went down to Colombia, Panama, and I discovered music down there that I knew about, but I wasn't really involved in it. And it was just flooding the place with it. So when I got back to the States, I started jamming along to this. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm onto something here. So I'm recording a record right now, it's a rock based, but it's a dance music record. So it's something different. I mixed specifically two music styles together. So when people hear this, and when they hear the name, which I'm not going to tell you today, I'm going to keep that secret for a little bit. When I tell you the name, you're going to be like, oh, this makes so much sense. So I'm on the 7th song right now on the record. Because I didn't want to do, like most bands nowadays, you record a song and release it. You record a song, you continuously releasing music. Then the fans see that you're active. But I didn't want to do it that way because I'm doing something that's slightly different. I mean, there's only 6 strings on a guitar, 12 notes in a major scale. So everything's been done in multiple ways. But when you do a little twist to it, a little tweak to it, and make something new, like new metal came out. Korn was one of the big guys from that. But so I have this idea about mixing rock music and a specific type of dance music. And now I'm doing rock riffing in that style of music. So I wanted to do a full-length record. So instead of just doing a song at a time, I want to have like a whole package. Here it is. Like here it is. Yeah. So I'm on the 7th song. I finished the 7th song, and I have 2 more written that I'm working on, and I have some new downloads coming right now about the same thing. So I'm thinking by the end of this year, definitely to have the record ready. And I have thought about mixing art and music, but I'm not there yet. I have ideas about an art piece for each song on the record, but I haven't gotten there yet. But
music, usually when I am painting, I put on music, depending on what kind of music it is, and then I just like get in there and go crazy. You know, you just lose yourself.
But don't you feel like you just get into this trance?
I feel like
they're
I'm
so
crazy.
focused, and like everything just fades away, and then you snap out of it hours later. Like, what happened?
I feel like I'm not even from this world when I'm being an artist. I feel very ethereal. I have a hard time relating to people that are not artists. And it doesn't mean I have a hard time in a negative way, meaning that I don't want to have the space for them. I want to have the space to be where that I am in that place with art. So in knowing those kind of things, when you are working and you're downloading your music and your art and visually and everything, what is happening in your heart chakra? Do you feel that you're sending some message out to the wider multiversal universe that they can feel and hear your music, soul, and feel your sound all over? Or do you feel like you're still I'm just a musician, I'm just playing, and just like, you don't go there, you don't surrender. You don't surrender.
I do surrender. I do surrender to the moment.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I do know what you mean. You surrender to the moment and then just let it come.
Yeah.
And I'm more of just being myself right now than I've been in a long time. It was a long time with a band, being a lead singer in a rock band. You have this big ego. All these people coming to see us. Everybody want to be the band's friend, want to buy us drinks. You know, yeah, yeah, right. And so it gets to you. But as I went through a spiritual awakening, that kind of just fizzled away too. So now I'm just by myself, do my own thing. So I get into the moment, I surrender to the moment, and then just do whatever I feel like doing.
Let's talk a little bit about when you said that you went through a spiritual dark night of the soul. That's what I like to say, dark night of the soul.
See, very few people know that. Yeah.
So what happened? Can we talk about it?
It was a lengthy process.
I know,
And I
but
really started
what
coming
were some
to-
of the things that culminated?
Everything in my life turned to shit. Everything. Yeah, no, I had a real estate investment company. Everything tanked. Everything trashed. And I hit rock bottom.
That usually helps.
Yeah. And that's where it happens.
That's where it happens.
That's when you come to this turn.
That's where the enlightenment happened.
Yes, exactly. So people think spiritual awakening sounds cool, sounds peachy. No, it's not. It's not for the faint of heart, man. It slaps you around, take you on a different journey. You understand things about yourself you don't like, and that's a lot of pain coming out of that way. Am I really that person?
And you have to face your own demons.
That's right.
You have to look at yourself when there's nobody else to project that shit onto. When you're just standing there face to face with yourself and there's nobody to blame, the parents, the society, the cultures or whatever, you just have to take it and take your butt beating from the multiverse and get your shit together.
That was it. You just have to dust yourself off and come back to normal life. It was a turnaround time. It took a while, but now looking back, it's the best thing that ever happened. You can have all these negative things happen in your life, but you're gonna laugh at it later. So why wait?
You can make it through if it doesn't grapple you, depending on what it is. Depending on what it is. I mean, I was telling someone to watch the movie The Birdman of Alcatraz because he was confined in prison, but he never let them confine his mind. It's the mind that has to stay free and the spirit. You can be anywhere in the world in any situation, but if your mind is free and your spirit is free, then you're free.
You gotta control your mind, and only you can control it. Yeah. And if you don't control it, the media is gonna control it for you.
Right. Or somebody.
They'll tell you what to think.
Somebody will do it.
Yes.
So let's talk about Rick. What is Rick? What is Rick doing now? What are we gonna do? What can we expect from you? What's your Instagram? What are you doing with your painting? Where can we see it? Where can we go? Where can we hear you play? What can we do?
Well, all my art pieces, all the stuff coming out on Instagram, Facebook as well, and I'm working on some bigger art pieces right now.
You said a book?
Yeah, I'm writing.
You want to say the name of it? What kind of book?
I don't have a name yet. It's my autobiography. I have a tentative name, but the real me is the realized.
I like that for the title, the real me,
because it's like I've talked about all the adventures I've done around the world. I've been got quite a few places, and so I have a treasure chest of stories. So now I'm just putting them down in a book, and I really hope that it could be inspiring for other people. There's people everywhere in the world like, I would like to do something, I would like to do this, but how am I going to do it? And never matter. How doesn't matter, because when you start making this step on your journey, the how gonna appear. So I hope this book will be inspiring for other people to do something, accomplish something, or just follow your dream, follow your heart. So I've been through quite a bit throughout the world, and so I tell all these stories in the book, and I think it's gonna be funny, it's gonna be sad, it's great stories.
Well, I tend to think the more shit you go through in life, the more beautiful you become. That's what I tend to think. The more internal polish you do, the more beautiful you look on the external outside. So, for those of you that don't know where we are, this is Osiris for 15 Minutes to Show. Our guest, artist, visual artist, and musician, Rick Ohrn, O-H-R-N. Is it Ohrn? Ohrn.
It means eagle in Swedish. It's a very unusual name. I think it's an old soul name.
Really? It means eagle in Swedish. So I'm going to look that up and see what the metaphysical meaning might be behind that you would have a name like that, and your family's background probably is going to be interesting when you start digging into all the different treasures of the cultures and stuff like that. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, 15 Minutes to Show. I need the numbers. Oh, come on, don't you like me? I like y'all. And I love you even, for those out there. And don't forget to talk to Rick. Go on IG, Instagram, check his stuff out. He's on Instagram. You also have a website.
It's rickyohrn.com. So RICKYOHRN.com. Same for Instagram, same for Facebook. Rick Ohrn everywhere.
You know where I am? Entertainment1.net and expressinabstract.net. And that has been another 15 Minutes to Show. See you next time. Don't forget to smile. It works miracles. Bye-bye.